Hello, aspirants. I'm Karthikeyan from Inkar IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the 6th March current affairs. The topic is space debris. The topic comes under our GS3 Science and Technology, Development and their application and effects in everyday's life. In this topic, we are going to cover what is space debris, what are the threats from the space debris what are the threats for the marine life, operational satellites, and what are the reduction and orbital slots, and what are the space situational awareness, and what are the challenges which tackling the space activities like more satellite launches by various countries, coordination of the space traffic management, technological challenges, geopolitical tensions, and what are the initiative taken by the global level and also India level. These and what are the UN 5 treaties that deals the space activities, the Outer Space Treaty 1967, Rescue Agreement 1968, Liability Convention 1972, and also the Registration Convention 1976, the Moon Agreement 1979. These are the topics discussed by today's news. Why it is in the news? That is a imagine that going about your day, that when a heavy metal object suddenly that crashes in front of your house, that will be your neighbor's shock, that you rush out of check the what happened to struggle makes sense the side the mishappen piece of the hot metal that is a blackened by fire and shoot that with a cloud that swirling around it. So, this is a concern today. According to the International Space Law, the country that launched the space object, that is a satellite or something like that, is considered responsible when debris from the space crashes to the earth. That meaning they are liable for any damage caused by the debris, regardless of all the outline in the Outer Space Treaty and the Liability Convention on the United Nations. First of all, there is a recently IS that is rocket debris was found on the shores of the Western Australia. That is in November 2022. There is a large fragments of China's Long March S5B rocket that plunged uncontrolled into the South Central Pacific Ocean. This fragmented were stages of the rocket used in the deliver that third and final module of the that is Tiangong space station. It May 2021, a large chunk of 25 tons of Chinese rocket fell into the Indian Ocean. So these are the concerns today. First of all, that what is a space debris? First of all, there is a space debris refers that man-made object that in Earth's orbit that no longer serve as a useful purpose. This includes defunct satellites, spent rocket stages, and fragmented of the debris from the collection of other events. First of all, what are the threats of the space debris? That is a first of all marine life, threat for the marine life. Actually, the even when falling into a ocean, when it is more likely since 70s, the head surface is ocean. Large objects can be threat to the marine life and also source of the pollution and contamination, and also threat to the operational satellite. That is a floating of the space debris is potential hazard for the operational satellite, which colliding then it will be cause the dysfunctional of the current satellite, and also the overpopulation of the space with the object and debris referred to a Kessler syndrome, and also there is a reduction in the orbital slots. That is the accountable of the space debris is a specific orbital region that can limit the availability of the desirable orbital slot for future mission, and also space situational awareness, that increasing amount of the space debris that make it more challenging for the satellite operation and also space agency to accurately track and predict the orbits and of the object in space. And what are the challenges that is tackling the space activities? First of all, there is a more satellite launched by the various countries. That countries like US, China, India, and Japan are actively engaged in the space activities, which includes the manned missions and also lunar exploration and resource exploitation. The satellite launches have exponentially increased in the past decades. That is 210 launches in the 2013, 600 launches in the 2019, 1200 launches in the 2020, and 2470 launches in the year of 2022. So the valuable metals in asteroids and planets have attracted, and also it can be international interest in the absence of the agreed international framework on space resource exploitation. This poses a challenge in dealing with the space activities. There's a coordination and space traffic management. The current coordination of the space traffic is fragmented with different countries and also the regional entries, that is a employing various standards and also practices. The lack of coordination can lead to a potential collision and also accidents in the space, that posing the risk of the operational spacecraft and also increasing space debris and also technological challenges. The developing and deploying the space mission that require the cutting edge of the technology, which can be expensive and also more prone to the technical failure. The space agencies and private companies that must address these challenges to ensure the success of the mission. Geopolitical tension, that is a countries become a space of facing, that is nations, there can be a potential to the geopolitical tension in outer space, that competing interests and territorial claims can create a diplomatic challenges and hinder the international cooperation. What are the initiative to deal the space debris? First of all, Indian level, there is a 2020 IAS set up a system of safe and sustainable operation system of safe and sustainable operations management, that is IAS IS4OM, that is continually monitor object that posing collision threats, predicts the evolution of the space debris and also mitigate the risk of the exposed space debris. And also ISRO that carried out 21 collision maneuvers of Indian operational space, the Ascent 2020, to avoid the collision with other space object. And also ISR also can set up a center for the space debris research that can monitor the mitigate to threat of the space debris. So Project Netra is also early warning system in space that can be detect the debris and other hazards of the Indian satellites. And also there is a global level, there is a Interagency Space Debris Coordination Committee, an international governmental forum established in the year of 1993 to coordinate the effective space faring nation to address the issue of the space debris. The United Nations also established the Committee on the Peaceful Uses of the Outer Space, that is a COPUOS, that is to develop the guidelines for the long-term sustainability and also outer space activities, including the mitigation of the space debris. And also there is a European Space Agency which launched the Clean Space Initiative that aim to reducing the amount of space debris and promoting the sustainable space activities. So in UN 5 treaties to deal with the space activities. First of all, what are the UN 5 treaties? First is the Outer Space Treaty 1967, the treaty on principle of governing the activities of the state in the exploration and also use of the outer space, including the moon and other celestial bodies. And also rescue agreement, that is in the year of 1968, which the agreement on the rescue of astronauts and also return of the astronauts and return of the object launched into the outer space. And also liability convention 1972 that deals with mainly the damage caused by the space debris, space object and also space asset. It also applies to damage caused by the falling object on the earth. The convention makes the launching country that absolutely liable to pay compensation for any damage caused by the space object on the earth, on the light in air. And also the country where the junk falls can take the claim of compensation it has been damaged by the falling of object. The Registration Convention 1976, Convention on the Registration of the Object Launched into the Outer Space. The Moon Agreement, that is 1979, the agreement covering the activities of states on the moon and also outer celestial bodies. India is signatory to all the 5 of these treaties but has ratified only 4. India did not ratify the Moon Agreement. And so what are the way forward? That improving the ability to track the monitor space debris can help to mitigate its risk, and also the operational satellites threats and also human space missions. Using the reusable launch vehicle instead of single-use rockets can be reduce the number of new debris generated from the launches. And also using more durable materials and designing satellites for eventually deorbiting can reduce the number of debris generated in the long term. Thank you so much.